Long ago, a colossal titan lived below the ocean's surface, an apex predator so massive and powerful that it dwarfed many of the largest marine animals of our time. This ferocious creature, known as Megalodon, or giant tooth, was the undisputed king of the sea, the biggest shark to ever live. During the Miocene and Pliocene epochs, Megalodon reigned over our oceans for almost 20 million years. With its huge jaws and bone-crushing teeth, Megalodon created a legacy that echoes to this day. Despite its dominance, Megalodon vanished about 3.6 million years ago, but it continues to captivate scientists and enthusiasts alike. Many wonder how the world would change if these primordial predators still lurked in the depths of our oceans today. The fossil record suggests Megalodon disappeared once and for all near the end of the Pliocene epoch. On a few occasions, animals have disappeared from the fossil record, only to be discovered later. For example, ancient fish called coelacanths were thought to have died out millions of years ago. However, in 1938, a fisherman in South Africa caught one of these living fossils, shocking the scientific community and rewriting evolutionary history. Animals that disappear and reappear are sometimes called Lazarus taxa, but there's no scientific evidence that Megalodon is one of them. This animal vanished from our planet millions of years ago, but for a moment, let's take a step back in time. Modern oceanic conditions are notably different than they were 23 million years ago, but there are also some broad similarities. During the Miocene epoch, Earth's climate was warm, sea levels were high, and marine environments were teeming with life. Lush ecosystems formed around coastlines, estuaries, and continental shelves. These sunny regions were ideal habitats for all sorts of marine organisms. Colourful species of fish swam among vast kelp forests and coral reefs. Mollusks and crustaceans scuttled along the sandy seabed. Alongside these ocean creatures, marine mammals diversified like never before. Baleen whales glided gracefully through the water, filtering plankton with their massive mouths. Primitive seals frolicked in the coastal shallows, and early sea cows drifted with the current. The Miocene epoch was a time of marine abundance and diversity, but these ecosystems were also feeding grounds for some of the largest and most dominant predators of all time. Before the Miocene, Earth's oceans produced some pretty terrifying monsters. During the Mesozoic era, swift and sleek ichthyosaurs could be found darting through the waves, snapping up silvery fish in their toothy jaws. Deeper in the depths, the largest mosasaurs preyed upon sharks and many other creatures with their hinged mouths and serrated teeth. Marine reptiles were among the top predators during the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. However, there also lived ancient species of sharks, whose lineages stretched back even earlier. These sharks and giant reptiles were deadly carnivores, but Megalodon stood in a class all its own. It reached up to 18 meters in length and was at least 30 times more massive than today's great white sharks. Unlike some of the ocean's sleeker predators, Megalodon had a robust cartilaginous skeleton and heavy muscles built for strength and power. Many think of Tyrannosaurus rex as the animal with the strongest bite force, but Megalodon produced around 3 times as much power, surpassing any known animal. With an estimated force of 108,000 to 182,000 newtons, Megalodon's bite was strong enough to puncture the thickest hides and fell the largest prey. In prehistoric oceans, no animal was large or strong enough to defend against this underwater terror. Megalodon feasted on the largest creatures in the sea, including baleen whales, primitive dolphins, and other sharks. Some Megalodon may have even occasionally hunted members of their own species. Depending on the size of the target, Megalodon may have used ambush tactics to surprise and immobilize its prey. Using their strong bite and serrated teeth, they first inflict a debilitating wound. Then, they stalk their victim, waiting for it to weaken and die before consuming it, bones and all. Some other species of shark employ a similar bite and wait strategy. We don't know all the details of how Megalodon hunted, but it was likely one of the deadliest apex predators this planet has ever seen. Megalodons died out due to many environmental and ecological factors, making their extinction basically inevitable. They also adapted to a different world, with different oceanic conditions. So, if they were suddenly dropped into our modern oceans, they would likely face significant challenges in surviving. However, Let's embark on a hypothetical journey. If Megalodon had somehow survived and adapted to this day, we may see the immediate impact of this massive predator on our modern marine ecosystems. Apex predators occupy special roles at the top of their food chains. They stand at the highest trophic levels, consume the biggest prey animals, and rarely have any natural predators. Because they play such a big role, the presence of an apex predator ripples throughout the food chain, affecting carnivores, herbivores, and producers alike. In other words, Megalodon may trigger what's known as a trophic cascade, a series of ecological changes that impact every level of its food web. Megalodon would pressure populations of large marine animals, as well as every animal they consume and support. Baleen whales, for example, diminish populations of krill, so if the whale population decreased, krill may suddenly flourish, influencing ecosystems in unknown ways. All it takes is one huge, terrifying predator species to tip the ecological scales. If only a few megalodons survived today, most ecosystems might remain unchanged. But during its 20 million year reign, Megalodon lived all over the world. Fossil evidence suggests that Megalodon lived around every continent except Antarctica. During the Miocene, it likely followed migratory prey animals from one ocean basin to the next. In our hypothetical scenario, it may follow a very similar pattern today. In Asia and Africa to the coasts of North America, evidence of these giant animals would be scattered across tropical and temperate waters, especially along coastlines and continental shelves. Coral reefs and underwater meadows would be littered with the skeletons of whales, dolphins, and sea cows. If Megalodon successfully spread throughout the world, its presence may force vulnerable species to migrate further into the open ocean, steering clear of Megalodon's primary coastal hunting ground. Even other sharks may try their luck in colder, deeper waters, further altering prey-predator dynamics. With near global presence, Megalodon could directly or indirectly influence ecosystems throughout the water column. If Megalodon never went extinct, it may also butt heads with the sea's newest and most dominant predator, humankind. As far as we know, Megalodon did not prey on primates, but it might occasionally perceive humans as prey, given our mutual love for coastal waters. Compared to giant mammals like whales, humans are small and slow, making us look like an easy meal. If food ever became scarce, a desperate Megalodon might occasionally turn to humans as a food source, targeting boaters, fishermen, or even unsuspecting tourists. Though they do happen, shark attacks are very uncommon and usually occur when animals feel confused or threatened rather than hungry. Even if Megalodon were acting out of self-defense, a run-in with this humongous creature could spell disaster. The dangers posed by Megalodon would likely transform how we navigate the oceans. For the most part, humans operate underwater relatively unworried about attacks from marine predators. Sharks may occasionally bite humans. Whales may accidentally bump the undersides of our boats. But there are few marine animals today that would pose such a life-threatening risk as Megalodon. Industries around the world may adopt new methods and precautions to avoid these 60-ton monsters. For example, fishermen sometimes attract sharks when baiting fish into their large nets. Most sharks pose little risk, but if they accidentally grab Megalodon's attention, the encounter could be life-threatening. Similar safety measures may ripple through the tourism industry. Whale-watching vessels, commonly operated along whale migration routes, would suffer significantly as stories of Megalodon encounters spread like wildfire, even if they were extremely rare. One sunny day, a group of tourists may venture out to sea, hoping to spot a graceful whale breaching from the ocean. Instead, they fear for their lives as a titanic shark stalks them from below. As much as Megalodon may influence humans, we would influence Megalodon a lot more. For decades, human industries have been radically altering marine ecosystems around the world. Rapid climate change, driven by human activities like burning fossil fuels, has profoundly influenced oceanic conditions. Humans have acidified the oceans, altered ocean currents, and raised temperatures, all of which disrupt the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. Beyond climate change, overfishing has wreaked havoc on marine food webs, leading to the collapse of entire populations. Trash and chemicals further contaminate the oceans, putting vital ecosystems like coral reefs and kelp forests at risk. As these ecosystems continue to decline, the abundance and biodiversity of prey animals may decrease, making life increasingly difficult for ocean predators like Megalodon. The scarcer prey animals become, the more intense the competition between predators. Even though Megalodon was the largest and most powerful shark of all time, it may struggle to compete against faster, more adaptable predators in this changing environment. Many scientists believe increased competition was a driving force behind Megalodon's disappearance about 3.6 million years ago. During the mid to late Pliocene, Megalodon's primary prey animals experienced a significant decline, forcing Megalodon to compete against other predators for dwindling resources. While no single animal could overpower Megalodon, it struggled to keep up with carnivores that were better suited to its environment. Despite topping the marine food chain for millions of years, a series of ecological disruptions brought Megalodon's rule to a gradual end. If Megalodon were alive today, it may face a similarly deadly combination, yet again driving these giant animals to extinction. Assuming Megalodon could survive in our world, its presence may offer an extraordinary opportunity for scientific exploration. Like the ancient fish coelacanth, Megalodon would be a living fossil, providing a rare glimpse into the biology and behavior of ancient marine predators. By studying Megalodon, we may also gain invaluable insights into the mechanisms of evolution, learning how organisms adapt to major environmental changes. If Megalodon never went extinct, it would be one of the most scientifically and ecologically significant animals in the modern world, a powerful reminder of how impressive, terrifying, and diverse marine life can be.